So, now let's look at style number 3, the one I did in the speedrun. This is the way I think you should jungle axe if you're playing with the team and you have the strategy evolving around getting your axe super farmed, and I mean like really disgustingly farmed. With some lucky creep spawns you can get to your level 6 at 316, you can get your level 7 at 351, which is just a lot faster than any other hero of the game. Obviously this is like the best case scenario, but the average level 6 timing when I do this is about 335, 345 maybe, that's the average level 6 timing, and that's still really fast. But today we're gonna look at some unlucky creep spawns, because I got the feeling that a lot of you think that the success of this jungling heavily depends on what creeps you get, and I don't really think that's the case. So now we're gonna see what I consider to be unlucky creep spawns, and then you can judge for yourself. Okay, so you've just seen how I cut down the trees, but you really don't have to cut down all these trees like I'm doing. The only trees you really have to cut down are the few trees here by the pool camp, so you can double stack and get down there quickly. All the other trees, basically I just cut them down to increase my efficiency just a little bit. Like right here for example, I just cut down these trees here so I can engage the centaurs a little sooner. Anyway, I see the big creep in the camp and then eat a tree, and then notice that I'm sidestepping just a little bit here. I want to get to the easy camp faster, but at the same time I don't want the centaur to miss just one hit on me, so I just sidestep just a little bit. And obviously the centaurs here are pretty unlucky. The best creeps would be the wolves or the satyrs, because they're easy to kill, they give you level 2, so you can double stack the easy camp plus the hard camp to the right by using battle hunger, if you want to. I mean, it's kind of great that you get this extra camp in the hard camp, but it is at the cost of getting battle hunger on level 2 instead of your berserker's call. Is it worth it? Well, I think it is, but I'm sure some of you guys would much rather have the berserker's call on level 2. Ultimately, it doesn't really matter, to be honest. But back to the replay, I get the centaurs here, and then I get the kobolds. And if you get the kobolds, or the kobolds plus the heal troll, you can actually kill one of the kobolds and still stack the hard camp by using battle hunger. But I'm just gonna tell you right now, it's not very often you can get away with it, so just don't do it. It's not worth it. If you get the wolves or the satyrs in the beginning, fine, you can do the double stack, but if you get centaurs like this, just don't do the double stack. It's really not a big deal if you stack the hard camp also, because you won't even be using this hard camp until the very end of your jungling, at which point you're level 5, you're already past the difficult stages of your jungling. So if you don't stack this hard camp, it's gonna delay your level 6 timing by, what, 15 seconds or something, however long it takes you to kill another camp once you're level 5. Which is not that long. Then when you spawn, instantly TP to the mid tier 2 tower or the mid tier 1 tower. Whichever of the towers you should TP to, it doesn't really matter that much, as long as you can just make it in time to stack either the medium camp or the hard camp at the 2-minute mark. In this case I have plenty of time. Then tango or IT this tree here, so you can stack the hard camp at 155 in this direction, and I think it is easier to stack when you pull the creeps in this direction. Then take a second to look at the hard camp stack. If you see trolls plus something, just go for it. Trolls are like your best friend. If you see hellbears plus wild wings, then just walk away. Just leave the stack, kill it later, go for the medium camp instead. But in most cases you can really kill this hard camp double stack with no problem. Then after the hard camp stack here is the time where it would be nice to use the courier just once. But if middle is bottle crowing, then just wait until the 3-minute mark and then get some more healing with the flying courier. Sometimes actually you don't need to use the courier at all. I mean, in this game I get to my level 6 without using any of the extra healing I got from the courier. But honestly I still think you should just use the courier once. I mean, it's better to have healing and not need it, I think. When you get to the 3-minute stack you have two options. Either you stack the hard camp to the right again, or you can do this double stack here where you just pull with the IT and the medium camp and then pull the easy camp. You don't have to pull the easy camp with battle hunger, but I just fucked up my IT, so I had to do it. This is why you always shift key pull with IT. I was just lazy, so I didn't do it. And from here you just kill off the stacks, and that should easily be your level 6. I mean, I get my level 6 here at 39 and halfway to level 7. And in this game I got centaurs, I got ogres, I got wild wings, hellbears. I believe this style of jungling can be quite devastating if you're playing with a team and you're all on board with this strategy revolving around Axe getting really super farmed, kinda like Complexity did it. However, if you're playing alone in a pub game, then I really recommend style number 1 or style number 2. It's not given that you can always use the pull camp when you're jungling. And also the right hard camp is a little bit close to the off lane, so it's not really safe to use always. So now let me show you how to deal with golems in the beginning. So look very carefully here. Again, I'm sidestepping a little bit and I want to move to the right to get closer to the easy camp, but at the same time I want the golems to be hitting me at all times to proc my helix. You want one of the golems to die when the other golem has around 100 HP left. This is the best way to do it because this gives you the most time with 3 to 4 golems hitting you. Then kill the second golem, and then when you only have the small dudes left, just damage them evenly because you want to keep them all alive so your helix can like kill all of them at once. I'm staying away from the right side hard camp this time. With golems and ghost I wouldn't even have been able to do the double stack even if I wanted to, but it's really not a big deal. It doesn't really delay you until the very end, and at that point it almost doesn't matter. I recognize that these creeps here will do a lot of damage to me, so now is a pretty good time to suicide. So notice that I do not eat a Tanko, I do not use call, because I want the suicide to happen as fast as possible so I can TP and get back right into it. So again, I buy Stout plus more healing plus maybe an Iwood branch or something. It's better to suicide to this camp here again because it's not as close to the offlane hard camp. So I mean, if he got a ward over there, he might just come in there and like last hit you, and then you're gonna look pretty silly. After I released the speedrun, I heard a lot of people saying that this only works if you get lucky creeps, and in my opinion there's literally only one creep that you should be afraid of, and that's a Hellbears in the hard camp. And that's it. Everything else you can deal with fairly easy. If you're low on HP, there are a few other camps you should have respect for, like the Wild Wings, but if you play correctly then none of these camps should really be an issue for you. So here I see tomatoes in the hard camp, and also I spot the centaurs for just a moment. The centaurs are not bad actually, because in this patch they got this one extra dude, and that makes it a lot easier for Axe to deal with. But in this case I'm not at full HP, so I'm just not gonna risk it. If it had been trolls, I would have killed the hard cam right now. Trolls plus Hellbears is not a problem, but I get Hellbear Smasher, so I just simply walk the other way. That's it. After I've cleared the jungle one more time, I can come back to this hard cam stack again. Alright, so I'm gonna wrap this up now, guys. Out of these 3 different ways to jungle Axe, I personally like style number 3 the most. It is the fastest way you can level any hero regardless of what creeps you get, period. But I think you should only do this style number 3 if you're playing with mates and your strategy is to get this super farmed Axe, because you are using the pool camp, you are using the hard camp to the right, and in a real game sometimes that's pretty hard to do. And also the big downside about this style of jungling is that it has a seriously high skill cap, and the only reason I'm so good at this is because I've been working my ass off. I've been developing and practicing this specific style of Axe jungling for a month now. Even before the patch hit I was practicing this. If you practice this in a lobby game as much as I have, I promise you'll be just as good as me at this. Style number 2 is in my opinion the best one. This is the one you saw in the beginning of the video. You don't touch the easy camp, you don't touch the right side hard camp. If you're left alone, you get your level 6 in just under 4 minutes, and it's very consistent. You don't even care about what creeps you're getting and stuff like that. It's a lot easier to do than style number 3, but that being said, it's still not a walk in the park. You should still practice this in a lobby game to make sure you get the suicide right and stuff like that. Style number 1, the one I did with the Tranquil boots and the big medium camp stack. Personally, I'm not the biggest fan, but it's there and it's okay. You don't level as fast, but you uphold your HP throughout the jungling decently, at least for the most part, and you don't have to go for this crazy suicide tactic if you don't like it. But if I were you, I'd really try out style number 2, which was the one I did in the very beginning of this video. I regret from the bottom of my heart that I used the replay in the speedrun where I used the courier twice, because that's really not necessary. And now people think that you need to have the courier all to yourself when you do this, and you really don't. You just suicide and then later you need it once, and in most cases you can even wait until the 3-minute mark when it's upgraded, and at that point you should really be able to use it. I mean, it's really not that unheard of that a jungler uses a courier once. In this replay it's 4 minutes, I'm level 6, I haven't used the courier even once, and actually I should have used it around the 3-minute mark to get another healing salve or something, plus the boosted speed, but I was stubborn. I wanted to do this without using the courier at all, so now I'm back to this bad stack here, and I'm not sure that I can kill it with the HP I got left, but you know, screw it, I'm level 6 already, so I'm just gonna go for it. So in this replay I got really bad creeps and still I get my level 7 at 4.5 minutes without using the precious courier. Thank you all so much for watching. I've been doing a lot of stuff with Axe, so if you want to, you can click on these links here to watch my other Axe videos. You can click here to see my first speedrun with axe, the one where I used style number 3, the style you just saw. It was on front page of Reddit, it was world fastest level 6 and stuff like that. You can click here to see the style number 3 again, but in a longer replay. And here I get my level 7 at 3:51, I get a 7-minute Vanguard, and I get some other stuff. I know some of you guys like to see the item timings as well, so you can watch this one. Also gonna do this with a commentary. You can click here to see how to jungle axe on Dire. It's also pretty fast. You can click here if you want to see the Epicenter game where Complexity ran this awesome axe view and dual combo. They really executed it beautifully. And finally, you can click here to subscribe to my channel to get notifications whenever I make a new video. I love you guys, see you next time, and have a nice day. Bye.